we came out on the ice today, it was probably one of the more special things I've been a part of, other than the birth of my children and my wedding. It's hard not to get choked up when you see that. I think I got a different perspective on what hockey means to these people here, and it was awesome.
Awesome indeed. The playoffs are back in Vancouver and in a big way. After what was a truly remarkable turnaround year for the Canucks, and after 9 years of pent-up energy, their fans absolutely brought it and got to watch a heck of a hockey game. This one had it all. The physicality you'd expect in the playoffs from two of the highest hitting teams in the league. Huge saves on both ends, and a third period blitz of goals that broke a Canucks franchise playoff record. Yeah, it was special. Now, before we get into it, I also wanted to mention the Canucks coming out to streets have no name. It's just interesting because the Predators earlier this season publicly canceled plans to attend U2 at the Sphere after Trotz felt they didn't deserve it. Now I know, this was also a throwback to the 2011 playoffs, but it doesn't hurt that it served as a bit of a jab to Nashville. You gotta think there were some mind games involved as well. Anyway, having said that, let's get into it. Now, the Predators came out hot. Evangelista to Beauvillier, and it's a huge stop from Demko, stretching out that right pad. Beautiful stuff to shut down the former Canuck right out of the gate. However, at the other end, Saros had to hold his own, and it wasn't until late. Josi for Zucker to the net, and he scores. Through traffic, gets by everyone, and short side, it's Jason Zucker with the opening goal of the series. And while the Canucks had 17 shot attempts, only 4 of them got on goal, and so as the first came to an end, they found themselves down heading into the second, where immediately Lindholm in, takes the shot, and he scores. Not a minute in, it's Lindholm using Josi as a screen, beats Saros blocker side, and we had ourselves a tied hockey game. And the Saros chance came out. Now, while the Canucks were certainly pressing, Saros continued to stand tall as the Predators got outshot 8-0 in the first half of the period, until midway through, finally getting their first shot on net, and in the process, they also got their first power play of the game as Blueger called for interference, gave the Preds an opportunity, and sure enough, Nyquist for O'Reilly lets it rip, and he scores. With space, goes glove side, and while there was some contact on the glove here, the Canucks ultimately deciding against challenging meant the Preds were back on top. And that was kind of the story of the game. The Canucks were definitely tested mentally, getting some late penalties, but they never gave up, fought back hard, and while down heading into the third, it was just a 1-goal game, where the two once again went back and forth. But 9 minutes in, it's Hughes from the blue line, and they score. Loads of traffic in front. It's Suter getting a piece of it, and the Canucks, for the second time, had battled back to square it up again. But don't blink, because going right back to work, Garland to the front, and they score again. It's back-to-back, and it's Demko Joshua with a big-time goal as the crowd was absolutely deafening. With 2 goals in 12 seconds, it's a Canucks playoff record, beating the previous record of 17, and it couldn't have come at a better time as they took their first lead of the game. Miller just about leapt out of his skates here, and the atmosphere was simply electric. Now, while Nashville pressed and got a good look here, the Canucks gave up nothing, with Joshua nearly putting Lozon over the boards here, and so Nashville eventually forced to pull Saros, got them one more good shot on net, and that was then followed by Joshua from his own blue line going for it, and what a game one for him. Seals the deal, and look at the energy on the bench. What a game as the Canucks faithful, again with 9 years worth of pent-up energy, brought their boys home. Definitely a strong game for Vancouver. They never gave up, battled back at key times for a big Game 1 victory at home. But yeah, that's about it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it very much, and I'll see you in the next one.